Hello and welcome, I am Raziel, and there's a lot of talk about Games Workshop being expensive and whether or not their models are worth their value for money. The most common metric is points per currency, be it pounds, dollars or euros. I'm not here to condemn nor commend Games Workshop on their pricing. I just think when you justify value, points per currency is just a small fraction of the bigger picture. There's just so much more to this. Let's take Astaroth and Lematis. Both are similar enough, being Blood Angels chaplains, named characters, and the same price. The difference in points, however, is 150 points for Astaroth and 120 points for Lematis. This makes Astaroth 8.3 points per currency, and Lematis 6.7 points per currency. At face value, Astaroth is by net better, financially speaking. However, Astaroth only really has the extra litany, which gives you a random effect, which affects one Blood Angel core unit within 6 inches. Now, that could kill a model in the unit, add +1 to each melee attack, or give a unit a 4+ invulnerable save. So with a 67% chance of it being the +1 to attack, Lematis looks like he does a lot more, especially if you field Death Company. And Death Company are one of the cheapest financially speaking units, so kind of why wouldn't you? Now, to core Blood Angel units and Death Company units within 6 inches, they get to reroll charge rolls. And again, this is not a single unit like Astaroth, this is all units within 6 inches. All Death Company units also get to use Lematis leadership if within 6 inches. Now, say that I use Astaroth in 2 games and Lematis in 3 games. So now we multiply the number of games by points per currency. Lematis now beats Astaroth at being 20 points per currency times games, and Astaroth is behind at 16.7 points per currency times games, so Lematis is better value for money than Astaroth, adding in the new variable. And honestly, the amount of use is more important. The very important variable that needs to be added, not just what is face value. Now, we can further show this by looking at combat patrol boxes. The Demon combat patrol boxes is better value than the Adeptus Custodes one. Now, if you play just 40k, the Custodes are the best value for points. Now, so doing points values based on the 40k app, yeah I know, and using all models, so no extras, and all models have to be used, Custodes has a base value of 705 points for £95, or 7.4 points per model per currency. Points per currency, I should say. The Demons are a 500 points for £95, or 5.3 points per currency. Given that Custodes can be used in Heartless Heresy and 40k, we can double it to 14.8 points per currency. Of course, this times game. Of course, we're actually using the Veritas Praetors as a proxy here. Demons can be used in 40k Age of Sigmar and are going to be a playable minor faction in the old world, so we can triple their score to 15.9 points per currency per times games, making Demons Combat Patrol box better value. Not much better, but still better. And that is if they're not going to be the new army for Horus Heresy this summer. If they are, we can quadruple that score to 21.2 points per game per currency times games. So there you go. But there is another variable I didn't mention because it is somewhat subjective in nature, and that is assembly time. This includes painting, given that this varies from person to person. Look, I knocked out 40 Iron Warriors in 2 weeks, and there are some who it will take us longer. There is people where the entire value of money comes in is to building an assembly. They don't play. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I do get a couple of models I will buy just because I like the look of them, and I just want them to show them off because they look good. Take my time painting them. And if for those who are at it, we just take the time taken in hours divided by cost. So, let's say we have £100 model, took 100 hours, that's £1 per hour. and that can be more better value than, say, a £70 game that took 40 hours to complete, you know. And that is 70 divided by 40. I'm tired. Can't do maths this early morning. This is kind of unscripted. £1.75 an hour. So actually the £100 game model would be better value than a £70 game. And there you go. So this isn't really anything that major. Something I wanted to talk about for a while when it talks about value for money in Games Workshop. And not just Games Workshop either. There is, of course, Mantic and War Cradle and, you know, Warlord Games as well. All of this can use the same metric as well, as they all use points to do how big the army is. So when deciding if a model is worth the value, consider how much it's going to be used to get a true score on value, not just points per value, currency. Another example of this is a good one actually, is the Imperial Knights Armiger. It's a £55 box with 2, and it's a £300 model. That again is 300 points, and that can be used in Horus Heresy and 40k. So that's 150 points per model, per game. The Leman Russ is £40 a model, so it's 150 points as well. So that's 80. So that's 80 points for 2 games. So that's £40. That's again £40 per model per currency. Well, you know what I mean anyway. So it's just that there is a lot more to this than what usually meets the eye. I'm sorry for a bit of rambling at the end. It's something I do a lot when I make videos about armies and how, if they're not, when I talk about combat patrol box, it's worth the value for money. One thing that always goes through my head is, what am I going to use in that box, and how am I going to use it? Which is why I'll say, like, the Blood Angel one, the Blood Angel combat patrol box, is the best value for money. Not because I'm playing Blood Angels, it's because of the variety in it, and you'll use most of the kits more often than, say, the Space Wolf one, which isn't as varied, and, you know, you'll probably not use it as much as you think you would, and things like that. I mean, it's all individual as well. It's what do you use, like, and how much you're going to use something. Like 5 boxes of Imperial Gods will cost you the same, just more. 5 boxes of Catch and Juggle Fighters will cost you a little bit more than a Baneblade, but a lot less points. But the chances are you're probably going to use those Catachan Fighters a lot more than the Baneblade, given the size of the Baneblade, taking it around, and, you know, how inconvenient it can be, and how many points it's going to be for your army. So you're probably going to use them more, so they'll end up being better value for money than the Baneblade, even though the Baneblade is definitely better value, points per pound, dollars, euros, etc. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this bit of a rambly video. I do apologise. I will continue with my usual videos later on today. I just wanted to get this one out. It's kind of a response to Auspex Tacticus on doing value for money and working it out. It's not kind of, but not really. It's just I watched this video last night and it kind of got me thinking about what value for money really is. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. I do like reading your comments and seeing what you think. And of course there's my links to Wayland Games if you want to save up to 20% of Warhammer, given the nature of this video, make them even better value for money. Forbidden Planet, if you like comics and stuff, Patreon, merchandise as well, comics, etc., all down below. As always, buy yourself something nice before you just give me money. I'd rather you do that anyway. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon.